Hey everybody, Hoosier Jedi here with another review for you. We're going to be doing a triple this time of the Thanatos Guild, Brothers in Arms, and Fundamentals for Arrow. And I am really sorry that things did work out this way. It basically amounts to at the start of the month, realized I have taken an online class, and I realized that at the start of the month, I thought I was almost done with the class and all the materials, and I realized, like, no, I actually have way more to dig through than I thought. So if I want to get all this taken care of in a timely manner, I need to really step on the gas. And for basically like the first 2 weeks of this month, that and my tax paperwork, which I dragged my feet on, more or less consumed most of my free time. But things now seem to be in balance, in order, so let's just kind of get right into this. Of course, if I was to go really in depth for 3 episodes of this show, we'd probably be here for about an hour. And while I appreciate you guys taking the time to watch these videos, I assume you're here because you enjoy them. I don't think you want to spend that much time with me. So I'm just kind of really hit the highlights here. With Thanatos Guild, of course, this is our send-off of Thea. We get to see some more of Roy. Willow Holland has kind of been saying for a while she wants to, scale things back and probably move on to other stuff. Okay, fair enough. 6 seasons is a lot to ask for any actor, especially somebody who's not one of the main characters, and she's always been a supporting character. No, I don't doubt for a minute that she'll come back occasionally as a guest star, maybe once or twice a season here and there, just like so many other people throughout the course of the history of Arrow. So, I'm not really that worried there. And this was a nice send-off of Speedy. A little disappointing that they're kind of retconning the whole thing with no more Lazarus pits, because I thought that, okay, taking that out of the equation as a possible way of bringing people back, it made the stakes seem a lot more real. But then again, this is ultimately a DC show, and Lazarus pits are part of it, and they have been used to bring countless characters back over the years. So, I can kind of also understand the Arrowverse not wanting to throw that particular card completely out the window. But it does give Thea some genuine motivation to go out there and do something. And the fact that she kind of realized, like, you know what, I can't really just sort of walk away from all of this. It does really speak well to the idea that she has grown so terribly much. And I do mean that in a positive way. As a character and, as a person. I can't walk away from who my father was. I can't walk away that he was at one point Ra's al Ghul. I can't let these incredibly dangerous things, which, messed me up, be out there in the world. So, yeah. I like that. And, Roy decided to go along with her. That was cool. And, it's always great to have Katrina Law come back, and her, referring to Felicity as sister wife as a way to screw with her. That was great. That was wonderfully done. Of course, Brothers in Arms is our real thing, with like things really coming to a head between Oliver and Diggle. And, I liked how John made that observation. It's like Oliver's become a better man, but a worse leader. And, there's, in a lot of ways, it does seem to kind of pan out that way. I mean, Team Arrow's always had its ups and downs, but things are really, really bad this time around. And Oliver has made plenty of really bad decisions. That said, I did like that Oliver defended his decisions, and he makes more than a few really good points. And I absolutely love that during that whole blow up, Oliver, like, Diggle was like, this has always been about you and all this other stuff, and, the lives you've destroyed and all this other stuff. And, Oliver just goes there with, like, well, at least my body count doesn't include my own brother. I was just like, oh, Oliver, that is the lowest possible blow. And then Oliver gets punched in the face by Dig. I'm like, oh God, it's terrible, but it's just, it's gold. It's absolute gold. You know, moments like that really, really are what make this show so great. And what really make any drama great, where the characters just are not afraid to, in the heat of the moment, bring out the low, below the belt hit. You know, it's sort of like the, okay, you don't go there. Oh God, you just went there, because that's what makes good drama. Um, and of course, it's very reflective of real life when people are having those really intense arguments, those really heated moments. They're really more thinking about, I want to hurt this other person emotionally as hard as I can, and they'll go for that soft spot, that one thing that really gets you. So yeah, oh man, that was, and then you know, Felicity having to come in there and see that whole mess. And I did love, like, when Oliver flipped out and destroyed William's science project, that Felicity kicked him out. I mean, yeah, Oliver was under a hell of a lot of stress, but like, no, no, no. Felicity was absolutely in the right of that, and you know, good for her for, you know, putting her foot down and reminding Oliver, like, hey, there's a line that you will absolutely not cross. And then with fundamentals, I mean, like, oh my God, hallucinating Prometheus, season one Laurel, and you know, Oliver being stripped of his power of mayor. Oh man, this is great stuff. I mean, this is great stuff. I mean, the only real thing that's really getting me is just how it just sort of seems so easy that Diaz was able to stroll in there and basically take control of the city under Oliver's nose. I mean, granted, a lot of stuff's been going on, but just all of this suddenly, the bad guys are everywhere. I mean, at least over at Marvel, Hydra had been around since the Second World War. They had literally had decades to infiltrate all corners of the world, all power levels, time to literally raise generations of people indoctrinated with their ideology, which we saw that they had done. So yeah, this seems a little much. And keep in mind, this guy is just some, is like, at the end of the day, he's a drug kingpin. Now, in all fairness, though, if you kind of look at the power guys like Diaz have in places like Colombia, then okay, yeah, this does seem a little bit more believable, um, simply because of the way, well, societies and cultures and all this, and the way the government is set up. If you want to engineer that level of control, you're going to need a very specific sort of environment. Then again, if you think about Al Capone in 1920 Chicago, well, maybe this isn't such a stretch after all. Just kind of something that it crossed my mind. But yeah, I also do like to point out that the whole thing of, like, well, why doesn't Diaz just kill Oliver? Well, he doesn't want to create a martyr. Okay, fair enough. And, you know, never mind, if somebody actually does kill Oliver, then the Flash and the Legends and probably maybe even Supergirl would come running to try and find out just who the hell did this, and oh boy, are they going to pay. So, yeah. No, not that they can really bring that up, because, you know, you can't go running to the Flash to solve every little problem in Star City, but still, you kind of have to wonder if maybe that isn't quietly sitting there in the back of Diaz's mind. Then again, we don't really know for sure exactly how well known it is that the Arrow and the Flash know each other. Um, I mean, we saw them fighting aliens and Nazis together, but how much of that made that into the public consciousness? Well, that's up for debate. Anyway, guys, I do apologize again for just how badly behind I have been lately. This has been a pretty rough couple of weeks, and for various other reasons. The rest of April is gonna be tough on me, but those are not likely to have an impact on what's going on here on the channel. However, I am fully expecting that come May, there's going to be things are going to get better. So with that said, guys, I'm going to call it here. As always, please comment, rate, and subscribe. Of course, you can follow me on Twitter at Hoosier Jedi, and please also join me on Tumblr at Jedi Reviewer. Until next time, take care and have a good one.